DVS was a UK drill rapper from Brixton who had great storytelling skills. However, you can be a great artist and a horrible person at the same time, and he would go on to commit some of the most depraved crimes in the modern rap game. This is the story of DVS. DVS's real name was Courtney Hutchinson, and he would be born on September 18th, 1985. Growing up was hard for DVS, being surrounded by the street life and violence every day. This would begin to rub off on him. And then, in 2007, at the age of 22, he would face trial for the murder of Gary Guthrie, age 35. Courtney wasn't found guilty, though, and was acquitted of all charges. However, this didn't steer him away from the gang life, and he began going harder in the streets. Although there was one thing that may have kept him out of trouble, and that was music. He had been freestyling for a lot of his life. However, around 2008, he started taking rap more seriously, releasing a few songs, one called Valentine's Day Remix, which started getting him a buzz. And finally, on November 12th, 2011, he would release his first ever studio album, One in a Billion, which started really showing that he could take this rap career serious, with songs such as Life of a Real G getting 1 million views. Through the next few years, DVS would just continue making music and staying out of trouble, and in 2015 he would release his next big album, Big Fish, with songs such as Hole in the Head and Fallen Friends. At the time, Courtney was doing great. Everything was going well for him. He'd even taken acting as a side hobby, where he'd play a small role in this British film called The Intent, where he tortured a man with an iron. However, in 2017, everything would change for Courtney, when a naked 20-year-old woman was spotted fleeing his flat. The woman was clearly injured as well. When articles began coming out about this, surprisingly, Courtney was still a free man, so he began writing on Twitter saying some fake articles have been exposing fake facts. Later that day, he would also write, "Whoever thinks I am dumb enough to R-word a 17-year-old girl, then so be it, but I could never be that guy, so carry on trying to slander my name." Couldn't carry this facade on for so long though, and he was arrested after police found videos on his phone of the brutal crime. Now let's talk about what happened that weekend. So the victim was at Courtney's house, just chilling, having a nice time, throwing a few drinks back, when she randomly just wakes up on the floor and doesn't remember the past few hours. I'm guessing he probably roofied her, put something in her drink to knock her out. Anyway, when she wakes up, Courtney is on top of her, kicking her. He then stops kicking her and takes her phone, smashes the SIM card so the police can't track the phone. After that, he continuously beats her and would go on to R-word this woman. After that traumatic event, she sees an opportunity to escape. However, she doesn't do it because she was too scared to at the time. Courtney began grabbing her by her hair, looking for a belt to beat her with, and when he couldn't find one, he just used a phone charger. Yeah, a phone charger. And when he was bored of that, he turned on a clothing iron. Yes, a clothing iron. The same thing that he tortured the man with in the movie he acted in. I wouldn't doubt that he got the whole clothing iron idea because of the movie, but the clothing iron was taking too long for him because he's a big important rapper, man. He got places to be, so he just began hitting the woman with the television cable. But then finally, yes, his time is very important. The iron was ready and he began burning the woman on her stomach with this clothing iron. After that, he began throwing biscuits at the woman, making her clean up the crumbs. He was just trying to demean her and make her feel inhuman. So then he just kept torturing her in an abundance of ways, until he tried taking a video of her where she then was able to grab his phone and run to another room where she shut the door and began to call the police. However, she had to whisper and the police couldn't hear what address she was saying, but she was then able to text her friend who was able to call the police. However, this effort was basically useless because the police just called Courtney and he made her tell them everything was fine and there was no problems. Then forced her into the bathroom. However, somehow, I don't know how she was able to do this, she was able to lock him into the bedroom. I don't know how they got there, that's just what it says. Where she then ran out of his flat, and another person saw her and was able to finally contact the police and get Courtney arrested. At the end of this horrible event, the woman had over 40 injuries sustained, and when the case went to trial, Courtney pleaded guilty to false imprisonment and R-word. And for his crimes, he was only given 23 years. I think he should have been given a way longer sentence. And that is the story of DVS, one of the most depraved stories of any rapper I've ever seen. Like and subscribe if you liked the video, and thank you. Have a great rest of your day.